Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers to launch the Friday show here with Philly, Joe, and Kirby on 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Good morning.
Don't forget, 3 hours away from now, you have a shot at $200 today on the Big Dumb Wheel. Going into the weekend, not too bad.
That'll be nice. Sounds like it's going to be a humid one on the weekend, Joe, like today and through the weekend. I mean, it was a wave of heat. Like when you walked outside yesterday, you could feel that waft of heat.
Yeah, you're going to get the same today and tomorrow. Some local smoke in the area, too, which is probably causing all that haziness out there. But there's about a 30% chance of showers this afternoon, but that risk of a thunderstorm, you can feel that humidity for sure. The Humidex will read 37 today and tomorrow, so the heat warning is still in play.
When the wind gets hot, like that's when you start to go, okay, there's got to be a big thunderstorm coming. Like there's just, you know what I mean? Like I walked out this morning, as soon as I felt that hot wind in my face, it's like there's got to be a thunderstorm coming. Has to be. But there's a chance, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
risk,
see.
They're calling it. Not even a chance, a risk.
Do you guys, like, I know you like the 30-degree weather curbs, but the humidity, how are you guys in the humidity? I'm pretty sure I know how Joe is. No, not a humidity person.
As a woman.
Well, the hair. I mean, that makes sense.
And I'm going to be honest, the boobs.
The boobs, too, they stick together. They get
sweaty.
sweaty.
Oh, my God. Boob sweat is a thing, you guys. Although, ladies, I just learned a hack.
Put a paper towel in there before you go out
Well,
between
paper
the two
towel
boobs.
paper towel would work. That's super absorbent.
I had a cousin that did that in high school, but I don't think it was for boob sweat. It was to get into the bar.
Oh, I did that with socks. But no, apparently like panty liners. I mean, you guys don't know what that is, but literally, and maybe you do, but they're sticky and you can stick them to the bottom of your bra.
Yeah.
And they'll kind of absorb and I mean, guys, you could do that for the groin, maybe. I don't know, man. It is humid out there, and you sweat in places that you don't even know.
That hack I've seen is for shoes. If you go barefoot in a shoe, because
yeah.
it sticks to the sole of the insert of the shoe.
Guys deal with the chafing, the swass. Is that like
Swass.
that's
Gold
like
bond.
On the, well,
That's a gender inclusive thing for sure, because I think the ladies also get a little swass.
It got really bad for me back in the day when I was younger. I don't know why. I've since conquered it, but I used to use talcum powder between the down
Why
there.
were you so sweaty?
I don't know. I feel like
Very nervous. He's very nervous young man.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast. Call the Bone phone, 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going? I have a daily commute going up Salter at the lights at Inkster going northbound. They shut down the right-hand turning lane. Now everybody's veering into the left-hand lane, trying to go straight through. It's like a game of Russian roulette, trying to get home at 4 o'clock. I wish they'd put somebody there, just waiting for these guys to give them a ticket.
Just one of many traffic beefs, I imagine, during any form of rush hour here in Winnipeg. It happens, yeah, when losing that turning lane, like when you don't expect it, and then what do you do, right? I think that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Not fun. Okay, moving on. Angry traffic lady yesterday called up about trains, and, there was an ambulance involved that couldn't get through a train crossing. We got a reply to her.
Oh, that's too funny. Angry traffic lady. The trains are never going anywhere, lady. They're not going nowhere. The only thing that you could ever wish for is that the city puts overpasses everywhere. That's it. Overpasses and underpasses. Other than that, get over it. There's nothing you can do about the train. That's it. Yes, it sucks that the ambulance was caught up in it, but the trains aren't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pass a tip along to angry traffic lady that I learned in my therapy? Just worry about things that you can control, not things you can't.
That's right.
and you can't control the trains.
Mm-hmm.
You
Or
learned that in
traffic.
therapy? I got that for free.
Yeah.
You're getting ripped off.
That's an old saying. Yeah.
That's an
hey.
old
Well, for
thing.
sure. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's a good
It's a good
reminder. Like, don't get caught up in things you can't control.
The AA slogan, the Alcoholics Anonymous slogan, is very similar to that. I've mentioned it before on this show, but it's anyway. I can never remember it. My dad would know it, but anyway, yes. And we need to remind ourselves of that daily because we do get upset about things that you. I mean, that's
You can't.
How
There's nothing
often,
you can do about it.
How often do we actually control the things we're mad about?
We did cover that yesterday, too. Underpass, overpass. It seems to be the only two solutions to the train, quote, problem.
And someday they'll all be under or overpassed, right? But we're talking 100 years here due to the cost of it all. Really?
Not in our lifetime.
Your great-great-grandchildren will be able to enjoy those overpasses.
Damn right. Okay, the professor. This is 2 days in a row for him, and he's got some commentary from traffic as well.
Years 2024. Society that its technology has never been more advanced. And yet, when I pull up to a traffic light to make a left turn with my motorcycle, we still haven't figured out how to make any sensors in the ground or on the lights that will pick up my bike and say, hey, there's a human being here that wants to make a turn. Let's adjust the traffic signals to make this happen. What a frustrating time to be alive.
He's so good, man. He's so good. Okay, this is a guy who calls all the time now. I would say this week anyway. He's been leaving some bone phone messages. We like that. This one here is of some of the roads. He's going to lay down some of the roads that need to get better.
So I've been driving trucks in Winnipeg for a while now. Not semis or anything, just F-750s and such. And I've made a list of roads that the city of Winnipeg needs to fix or sell to the big rigs because they will never touch them with a 10-foot pole. All of Lodge-Modier has got to get closed down and rebuilt. Perimeter. Dougal's got to get closed and fixed as well. And so does Portage Avenue. And why do I bring the big rigs into this? Well, it's because the big rigs own Centerport Way. And if the big rigs just owned everything else in the city, it would just be fine. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I will say Portage Avenue is supposed to be our major route, right? It's the Trans-Canada for anybody coming through. Some parts of that are terrible.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I was on Lage the other day, all the way out north of the city. And for a road that lets you go 80, it's absolutely terrible in some spots. Like, it's got to cause accidents in its own.
Yeah.
Just because you got to veer through some of those areas.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And there's always construction on Lash, too.
Yep,
That's
yep.
the thing. Dougal, he's right. He mentioned Dougal.
Yes.
A lot of trucks take that, and with Canterbury Park exploding, Dougal's going to have to get fixed up and be a little nicer one of these summers.
It wasn't exploding until you moved in there.
You're damn
I'll tell you
right.
That was the crown jewel right there.
I think that's what it had to do with.
My town, baby. Canterbury Park.
Your town.
Well,
It's turned into a town now.
My suburb.
They're looking for official status, Kirby.
Like, what do they need a mayor now to run things over
Most
there?
people would call it a community, but if you want to go with town, let's go.
My town of Canterbury Park.
There's been some discussion about separating from
No.
Transcona.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making an RM. All right. Let's wrap up with Big Ann. He's got a couple of things on his mind here. Mostly he wants to talk about yesterday's Throwdown Thursday.
Hey, guys, how's it going today? Just heading back from men's night at my local golf course, and I can't recall whether it's hooligan or guilty. Which one is it that likes to golf? Anyways, you want to come out to McCreary
Guilty.
some night,
Yeah.
man? Let's go for a round. Anyways, your Throwback Thursday. My God, could you pick anything more close than those two? And I am an old school fanboy, comic book man. My oldest son's name is Logan. My first tattoo was of Wolverine.
Oh.
I'm a total fanboy. Let's face it. Wolverine can die. If he is decapitated or whatever, he can die. Deadpool regenerates like crazy, man. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big Deadpool fan too. But, yeah, as much as I love the old Knucklehead, got to give it to Wade Wilson. He's going to win that one. Anyways, have a good day, everyone. Rock on. Big N out.
See, I love hearing from the comic book aficionados.
Just became a grandpa.
Yeah.
We found out the other day. So congratulations to him and his family.
Also, we learned from Guilty he's looking to shed friends right now, not gain
make
them.
them.
Not gain
Yeah.
them. So good offer, Big N, but I don't see it happening.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Just want to throw it out there amidst my sportscast and, of course, the opening ceremonies, 12:30 today, Paris, and then the whole scandal with the Canadian women's soccer team. I neglected to mention that the Canadian women's soccer team actually played yesterday and beat New Zealand 2-1. See, all that drone footage definitely paid off with a big victory over New Zealand.
That's why you missed it yesterday. I think you were looking for your, Orthodox television channel to watch a game on where you should have gone with drone coverage.
If I should have
of the
searched
Olympics.
what's the drone coverage. Whenever something happens like this with the Canadian women's soccer team, it just blows my mind that somebody didn't think to say, hey, we shouldn't be. You know what I mean? That they didn't think this would blow up in their faces at some point. That somebody thought, hey, let's get some footage of their practice using a drone. And there was nobody in the room.
What could go wrong?
Right. And nobody within the conversation or nobody that knew said, guys, if we ever get caught, we're all going to get fired. This will be a disgrace for the program. I get it. We're trying to get an edge here, but this is no good. We can't do this.
You have to wonder how in today's world with technology, so you can have a drone, how you're not going to get caught.
Well, yeah.
Like, I mean, the New England Patriots got caught, right, with Spygate. Of course, you're going to get caught. You're sitting there at practice, all over here. Bzz, bzz, what the hell's that? Oh, it's a drone. Why would a drone be flying over our practice facility? Hello,
Busted.
And then hit busted.
Not even that hard to bust them.
No, that's
like,
what,
did someone say in the conversation, it's okay, everybody does it, or it's okay, nobody will mind? Like, no, that's not like, yeah, people will mind. So now it's
Worst idea ever.
Yeah.
I'd also like to know okay, just playing soccer for years. Listen, you've got enough video of a team playing a game. You just watch any game, tape any game. If they're getting ready for New Zealand, you're taping any New Zealand game that they've played. You've probably got footage over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What the hell are you going to learn in practice from a drone that you don't already know about their setup and who to watch and how to play the game? I just don't get it.
Bang. Exactly. Like, what is this? It's
why take the risk?
Totally absurd to me. And now there's news coming out, reports, Kirby, that not only was the women's program doing this, but the guys' program was doing this as well. And the quote I saw was, for years they've been doing this.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest, it wasn't working for the men's program till the last couple of years.
Like, that's the best excuse as well. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're using it as an excuse. It's just now.
It's the rumor.
It's the rumor more than they're not saying, well, we've been doing they don't want to.
No.
Nobody wants to put their name to this. Even the person who got busted doing it for the women, they've made sure and said it's an unaccredited member of the soccer staff.
Yeah, so they're almost making it sound like, when you're 14 years old playing it, there's always one renegade dad on the team that's recording the game. They're putting the heat on somebody.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Do you have any plans, Kirby, to watch the opening ceremonies? I mean, and the only reason I ask is because of Gaga and Celine doing the duet. That's a pretty big deal. Like, those two have never appeared together on stage. That's a couple of like vocal powerhouses.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an incredible performance, absolutely. But I don't think I'm going to watch it live. I'll definitely take it in at some point. Like, it's going to make its rounds on social media. It's going to be everywhere.
Did you ever watch the opening ceremony? And in this case, Lady Gaga's done the song before.
Okay.
And it's the first time for Celine, right?
She better get out of the way for Celine, okay?
Celine. At the end of the show yesterday, Kirby found an article or two that said she wasn't getting paid. We found a couple articles that said she was getting paid. I read this morning, TMZ is saying yes, Page 6 is saying no. And those are two pretty credible entertainment sites, so I really don't know if she's getting her $2 million to sing one song as a duet. But have you ever had this happen where you're watching the opening ceremonies and you see the flag bearers, okay, and you go, USA, Canada, and you watch the gear they're wearing. But then you go, what the hell is the name of this country? Like, there's a few countries in there that come out of nowhere I've never heard of.
Yeah. And it's the smaller ones typically.
Yes,
they have
yeah.
like 6 or 7.
Colorful outfits,
Yeah.
though.
I did see something really cool I can't remember which country it was, but the flag bearer is going to be someone who can't walk, but they've fitted this man with like technology that will allow him to stand and walk with the flag. I think he's like paraplegic or something like that.
Okay.
Well, the
Anyways,
Paralympics happen, too.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
So-
And it's just so cool to see the advancement in technology like that.
Well, I thought it was on boats, though. Like, I think it's on boats, but maybe he can walk around on the boat. I think they're all...
Yeah, no, it's just like
Yeah.
you can walk around like a normal person.
Right. Okay,
It's just technology that will move your joints and body for you.
Yeah, like the opening ceremonies are like a visual extravaganza. So are the closing ceremonies. Like, it's long. Like, I want to see the Canadians come out.
Yeah.
And then maybe this performance with Celine and Gaga. But other than that, I don't know.
Nothing will top the performance like the Spice Girls in London.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that opening.
Nothing.
Like, I'm telling you, that was top tier entertainment for me personally.
What's happened is, though, you can't go into work today and talk to the boss and say, listen, I got to be out of here for that long lunch at 12:30 today for opening ceremonies. And then your boss is going to say, you'll catch it later tonight in prime time in Paris. 'Cause
That's right.
The network's put on.
You might want to try it with the boss.
I'm
Listen,
gonna try.
I love the Olympics. I
It's
gotta-
Friday. Why
You know
not
how
try?
much I love the Olympics.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
What is your favorite soundtrack, though, Joe? Do you have a favorite soundtrack? Because
You know, there's a few. The one I think that sticks out the most to me is Dazed and Confused, just because of the era and what the vibe of the movie was. Last Day of School back in 1979, that era. But I wrote down a list. That's how many superstar acts are on this soundtrack.
A list.
Well, yeah, there's this many songs.
yeah, great.
And some of them are on more than with one track.
Yeah.
So Deep Purple on there.
Smoke on the Water for sure is in that movie, right?
Sweet Emotion
Yeah.
from Aerosmith. Oh. Alice Cooper, School's Out. Makes sense.
Sweet Emotion is on as the movie is beginning.
Yes.
In the parking
Yes.
lot of the high school.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Peter Frampton, Leonard Skinner, The Nuge, Ted Nugent, Foghat a couple of times, Kiss, ZZ Top, and as they always say on one of those albums, and many, many more. But I'd say Dazed and Confused. But the vibe of the movie. But when this question was asked, I even thought about other movies like Goodfellas, for example. And most of those tracks are from the 50s, like a lot of Motown-sounding songs. And it was like, you know, sometimes the music just fits with the movie.
Yeah.
And it made it that much better for me. But yeah, I'd say Dazed and Confused for me.
I would say, Joe, not only is that your favorite soundtrack, that's one of the greatest
Yes.
movie soundtracks of all time.
Yeah,
Without
I'm in the
question.
majority here with that one.
Oh, man. Curbs, what did you, because we were asked by some of our social media content producers here within the company to come up with our favorite movie soundtracks. And so I thought it would be an interesting topic for PJK Extra. What do you got, Curbs?
I am a theater junkie. And so Grease from 1978, that soundtrack was like such a pivotal thing in my life because in musical theater, I competed and I did the song It's Raining on Prom Night from Grease.
Yeah.
And I wore like my mom's old prom dress and I had to have mascara running down my face and I had to sing it while I performed the little, you know.
Wow. I would have gone with Beauty School Dropout if I was
That's
you.
another great one, Joe.
Okay, wait a minute. Don't
Frankie
you two,
Avalon.
Don't you two have a Grease song you sing together every now and then on the show? Come
Kirby
on.
started.
Come on, go, Curbs.
Which one is it? Oh, You're the One That I Want.
Woo hoo hoo, baby.
You're the one that I want.
Woo hoo hoo, baby. You're the one that I want.
You two are incredible, man.
Listen, I
There's
will
so
say
many good songs.
that is an iconic soundtrack and Saturday Night Fever as well. But honestly, my mom bought them for me because I was collecting music. I'll never forget. It was on Rhino Records and it was cassette and they were gray cassettes. Like every other cassette was
Wow.
black.
Yeah.
These things came with their, like the album cover, right? In their
Yeah,
little
yeah.
condensed form. But it was a great soundtrack because that movie was a big hit. Never mind the theater version, but the
yeah.
movie itself on the big screen with Frankie Valli singing the Grease theme song.
Yeah.
Grease is the word.
And the only other one that I could think of like that, or I could even remotely remember is because I became such a huge fan of the song, Don't Want to Miss a Thing, by Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Armageddon, the movie.
Oh, my
That was on the
God.
guide the other day. That's
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and
Billy Bob.
Fleck and Liv Tyler.
Wasn't Billy Bob
Such
Thornton in
an
there?
emotional movie.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, lots to choose from for me. I could have gone with the Tarantino movies. Always got great soundtracks. But I went with, and Kirby, I'm surprised you didn't pick this one, a Vietnam War movie. I went.
You didn't even mention
You know
this,
me,
Kirby.
big fan of those.
I was stunned.
Those war movies.
I know. I went with Platoon. This
Yeah.
is an Academy Award-winning movie.
yeah.
And let me rattle off some of these songs. White Rabbit, Jefferson Airplane, Respect, Aretha Franklin. We've got Tracks of My Tears, Smokey Robinson, Hello, I Love You, The Doors, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, Otis Redding,
Yeah, cool.
Groovin', The Rascals, and it's all layered into the movie so beautifully.
I'm going to throw one out at you guys because I was going back and forth on. But I do believe just because of when it came out and it was so different because the music was really based on the movie. Purple Rain.
I was going to say, was it the Shrek soundtrack?
No, that was one of my
Okay.
all-time favorites. Purple Rain. I just thought
yeah.
the way that movie was put together with all the stars that kind of lived in Prince's bubble and they all made it to the
That
soundtrack.
one is like at the top of the list. When I was doing research, that one comes up like a lot.
okay.
The animated movies also, a great pick.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one's a great, I like that one, Joe, as well. But the animated movies these days all have great soundtracks as well. Okay, that was a fun conversation. And that's next weekend on 92.1 City, right? The long weekend.
Long Weekend is a movie soundtrack weekend. They're going to stick in a lot of great music from different movies. This weekend is a Metallica weekend.
Yeah. That's PJK Extra.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Yeah, it's jam-packed. Like a classic Manitoba weekend. No shortage if you're sitting there going, yeah, you know, what, I got people in town or I'm bored or whatever. I mean, there's nothing but things to do.
Yeah. You know what? I used to, years ago, spend more time outside the city on these weekends because there used to be a lot of the out-of-town festivals.
Yes.
Like Sunflower Festival is on right now, I think, and I believe this might be the Winnipeg Beach Boardwalk Days weekend,
Oh, that's
too.
a cool
That's a big one.
event.
I love Winnipeg Beach. We
Yeah.
camp out there all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going out there in a few weeks on vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We see I'm not going to be there when you're out there. Originally, we thought I was, and you were going to come by my campsite and hang out for a bit.
You weren't initially too excited to find out that we may
Well-
be camping around the same area.
But then I got my head around it. And I'm like, okay, you know.
Listen, don't give up on it just yet. She's not, quote, camping. She's staying in the hotel. You're
I'm
camping.
glamping.
If the weather goes bad, you're going to need a friend.
Well, no, we're
The
going.
hotel.
we're
Oh, you're
gonna
going
be at-
somewhere else.
We're going to be at Bird's Hill that week.
Yeah,
Oh.
we discovered we're not
Oh,
together.
okay. You got the weeks off.
Yes.
Okay.
But in the name of the Curbinator being out there, maybe I could switch up, go to Winnipeg Beach instead. You come and see how the Aubreys camp. You know, who knows?
I mean, it would be an experience, Joe, don't you think?
I would think so. But listen, he can tell you whatever he wants to tell you, but I'm going to suggest right now that those plans aren't changing right now. The man knows he's going to Birds Hill. He always has an open mind, verbally. Verbally, his mind is
Yeah,
open.
that's true.
Yeah,
But
verbally.
Yes, but physically, closed off.
no
He's
way.
going to Birds Hill. It's okay.
Who do you think in my house is making those camping plans? It ain't me.
No.
And she's done it already. and I'm not
100%.
hey, honey, you should switch it up. Kirby's going to be at Winnipeg Beach.
You have a better chance of me showing up at Winnipeg Beach that week out of nowhere for a day trip than
Well,
you will see in Phil.
You guys are
that's
both
okay.
invited to join me. We could have a beach day.
The beach day is interesting. Are you going to go? So you're going to go to Winnipeg Beach, which is a very nice beach.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to be spending my entire time there.
You know what we learned about Kirby yesterday, which is very interesting? This is the PJK
I
Extra.
knew you were going to bring this up.
You should always check out the podcast for the PJK Extra, because this was a tidbit that you would not have heard on the show yesterday, but you would have heard in the Extra.
I don't remember.
And Joe, you divulge this, because you remember this, right?
No, I don't.
Kirby does not go in the water when she's at
Oh,
the
yeah,
beach.
that's right. Yeah, hold on. Yes, I forgot about that. It's like within a toe tap away, but that's it. If she
I
gets...
admire the water from afar.
Yeah. Hold on. We don't
On
even...
the safety of a towel that happens to be dry on
Yeah.
the sand, and my hair is only wet because the sweat from the sun. It's not because of the water.
I forgot about that. She loves it at 30 degrees. That's her pick temperature, but will not cool off in the water. And hey, listen, there'll be some people that agree with you just because of how the water system is right now in the lakes. Like, you know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
very
problems.
I'm
true.
there for optics.
Yes.
Yeah, but the nice
I
picture.
forgot about that.
Nice picture of the water for Instagram.
It's up to my ankles. That's it. I'm out.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hey, what's your name? You've got a name so you can play this game.
The Name Game. Brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort.
It's a game about names, I guess.
780 City. 780, 2484 if you want to play the name game this morning. Crazy game, really, where you call up, we ask you a few simple questions, and then we guess your name. Our batting
Or
average.
we don't.
Or, more often than not, we nail it.
Yeah, pretty good.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it becomes even more mind-blowing when we get a relative's name, a coworker's name, your middle name, like that kind of stuff is insane.
It's
that,
really impressive.
that we can pull that off. Let's find a contestant this morning. Hello, City.
Hi, good morning.
You want to play the name game?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, let's start with your age. We always start there because that's a huge factor in a possible name.
Sounds good. My age is 24.
Okay.
Okay. And then you've never played the name game before.
I have never played it before, no.
24 years old, that opens up a whole... Do you feel like the younger or the older are harder? I think the younger are harder. Because, you know...
Well, the names are definitely more creative.
That's right. That's a good way to put it. Okay. Would you say your name is somewhat common?
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, we are in trouble today.
Let's see. Who doesn't want a challenge?
Yeah. So is it uncommon in a, like, it's a new name, new style name? Is that what you mean?
No, not new, nothing like that. Just not very common.
All right, okay.
Okay.
I'll go first with my questions. Do you stand or sit when you're at a concert?
I preferably stand if I have the choice. Yes.
That's
stand.
because you're 24.
Yeah. Would you get into a fight if somebody told you to sit down like Kirby does?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kirby gets mad. Like, the hands start
Well-
waving. Like, don't tell her to sit down.
I paid for my
Yeah.
seat just like you did, and I'm choosing to stand.
Good call. Let him have it, Curbs. Okay. Do you like your name?
I love my name, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Likes his name.
That's an interesting question, Phil.
Curbs.
Describe your perfect day at the beach.
Perfect day at the beach. Get started around like 2 p.m., you know?
Yeah, because you woke up at noon.
What a life.
I remember that life.
To be 24.
Okay, so we start at 2.
Yeah, bring a picnic lunch, you know, make it cute, bring the girlfriend, and just enjoy the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Katie.
Katie. Good morning, Katie.
What kind of you said bring a picnic? Like what kind of food are we bringing to the beach?
Honestly, we'll bring a Coleman, you know, some Smokies and stuff, and hot dog buns.
Man.
Oh, okay, we're firing things up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You mentioned having a significant other. How did you guys meet?
We actually met through mutual friends about a year ago. So
Right
Okay,
on.
that's cool.
That's nice.
Okay, Joe, your turn.
If and I'm taking this from the Canadian Olympic soccer team. If you had a drone, my friend, what would you use it to video?
I'd use it to videotape some soccer.
Yeah,
Kept
you
it
know,
PG,
the
kept it-
soccer.
Kept
Okay.
it non-creepy. That boy.
And your parents,
Yes,
mom and dad's first names.
Michelle and Christina.
Michelle and Christina.
Okay.
Okay, love it.
I'll go first. How half the time when I do this, I try to think of some of the kids that I've coached in hockey, but he's 24, so he's not in there. I'm going to go with Xander.
No.
No. How about Beck?
No.
See, it's uncommon though, right? And he's 24, so neither of those close.
Neither of those are close.
Okay, Kirby, go ahead.
Is it Austin?
No, it's not. That's my brother's name, though.
Hey!
Brother.
We're already winning. We're on house money now.
Yes.
Okay, my other guess, I don't know why, but Elijah?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Listen, I just got a gut feeling. Is your birthday somewhere around this time of year?
Yeah, last month.
Yeah, okay.
Holy God, now we're in birthday guessing
Joe, are
territory.
you reading this man's future?
No. No, I'm actually behind a month. His birthday was last month. I don't know why, but the name like Hayden comes to mind.
Oh,
No, it is not Hayden.
that's
Ooh,
a
that's
good
a good guess, though.
Yeah.
Nothing like that, eh? You know, the other thought, and this is kind of common, but it was Cole.
No.
Anything close yet?
Not even, no.
Easton.
No.
Gavin.
No.
He's having a good time with this, eh?
Loving it.
Is it Adrian?
No.
Oh, man. This is tough.
Bronson.
No.
Evan.
Lexton.
No.
No, he said it's not that common.
Yeah, that's why I went Lexton.
Yeah, no, Evan.
Oh,
Oh, Evan.
Would be too common.
right.
Lexton. I know a lot of Lextons.
I don't know.
Is it Wyatt?
No.
Okay, well, we've guessed a
Yeah.
lot of names now. I think we're out. What do you got?
My name is Mikhail.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Would never have got that. That's very unique.
Hold on. Would you given us Michael if we had guessed?
I was actually worried you guys were going to say that, and I was going to say, my name is close to that, but no. And
Yeah,
Michael-
Michael's too common, yeah.
You were prepared for the name game, weren't you?
You were ready.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I was excited.
I am so happy for you.
Well, we got your brother's name.
Yes.
So that's a win. Joe kind of got your birthday.
Oh, within 30 days.
Double win this morning.
Yeah.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Now it's time to spin Philly Joe and Kirby's Big Dumb Wheel.
Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am very good, thanks. How are you?
Excellent.
We're good. What do you got planned for the weekend?
Oh, not a whole lot. I guess just weeding the garden and stuff like that.
Ooh, what kind of stuff are you growing in that garden? Because I always like to ask.
All kinds of stuff.
Like veggies.
Veggies. I've got flower gardens. I've got everything. Berries. You name it.
Yummy.
Holy cow, that's busy.
Too much
That's
work.
busy. Yeah,
That's a lot of work. Yep.
My father's had a garden forever, and he tells me every year he's probably not going to do his garden. Dad, how's it going? Damn garden. It's like an addiction.
But we get
100%.
we get the ice cream pail full of tomatoes, though.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, if you know somebody with a garden, you're definitely benefiting.
That's right.
Well, I got lettuce coming out of my ears right now.
Hey,
so.
speaking of lettuce, we got $200 up for grabs on the big dumb wheel for you, Heather.
All right.
One hoop to go through. One hoop.
You know how it works.
I do.
You got to pick one of us, Philly, Joe, or Kirby, and then we'll spin that wheel. And if it lands on the name you chose, you're winning $200.
All right. Well, I think it's time to pick Philly.
All right.
Philly.
Heather, yeah.
He's blushing. He's excited.
Hey, focus. Okay,
Yeah,
we haven't
Phil,
had a
you
winner
have
in
to
a couple
spin
of days.
the wheel.
Tender hands, Aubrey. Here we go. Fighting a bit of a cold this week, but I'm ready to spin for you, Heather, and hopefully.
All right.
He had a butter tart. He's hopped up on a little sugar.
You ate a butter tart, Phil, in 0.2 seconds.
And a sore throat lozenge. Said two of those. He's really hopped up.
Okay, here we go. For Heather.
There we go.
It's a spinning today. Okay, Joe, Philly, Kirby, Joe, Philly, Kirby, Joe, Philly, Kirby.
Oh, my God.
No, you'll never guess where it landed,
man.
Heather.
Why does it like me so much?
Oh, I know.
Every day on Kirby. I'm sorry. But you know what?
Oh, darn it.
I bet you were playing the law of averages, though, right, Heather?
Yeah.
Like, it can't
I
land on
was.
Kirby every day.
I was.
Yeah.
But in this case, you can. I'm sorry, Heather.
She's not that sorry. You can hear it in her
you
voice.
can.
She's not that sorry.
You guys.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
You're
Phil,
not
you're
mad.
the
You're
first-
just disappointed.
You're not the first woman that he's ever disappointed.
Oh, God, no.
And won't be the last.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.